adoration to him as always. And I will, of course, should I say, unfailingly pray in the language of heaven. Some may misunderstand, some of them may try to misconstrue, but one thing is certain right now, in the presence of the Almighty God, Elohim, Adonai, El Shaddai in heaven, the angels are singing, worshiping, and praising the Most High with the very oldest language on the face of this very earth, the Igbo language. And that's how I'm going to pray. Ezi onye nwe anyị na Chineke nna nke pụrụ m ihe niile, Chukwu okike abịa ma bụ onye anyị na-efe na-agọzi aha nsọ ya, onye ọbụla ya na-achị, onye mmụọ na mmadụ na-erubere isi, onye ọbụla ya bụ ọkaka ụbọchị onye ka anyị na-etuga eze ebube dị ngọzi, mmalite na ọgwụgwụ ndị Igbo wee tụọ oge ebighị ebi. Onye nwe m, ụmụ gị wee gbakọọ n'ụwa niile iwe na ozi ọma nke gị onwe gị n'ezi ha dị n'ọnụ mmadụ dị ndụ na nke ebere dị ngọzi. Anyị wee na-asị na onwe ihe ọbụla nke anyị nwe anyị bụ n'ihi na ọ bụ anakwa ahụ sọsọ ka mmadụ dị ndụ bụ ofu ụbọchị anyị ga-anwụ, maka na okwu nsọ gị na-adịghị ma ruo mgbe ebighị, n'ihi na okwu gị niile ga-abịarịrị na mmezu. Ọ bịa nwere Biafra ga-eji wee bịa na mgbe nke anyị. Anyị wee na-akpọkụ wee na-arịọ gị na-asị lekwa ude nke anyị na-asụ n'akwa nke anyị na-ebe ka o metụta gị n'obi. Onye nwe m na Chineke nna nke igwe, biko m dịka isi wee napụta ụmụ gị n'ọbụ n'Ijipt kocha wee wezuga ụmụ gị bụ ndị Biafra mgbe ekwensu bụ zuu nke mmadụ dị ndụ kere. Anyị wee na-aja gị mma, na-asị gị n'ime ọnọdụ anyị anyị ga-ekele ha nsọ gị, wee nye gị nsọpụrụ nke na-eji ama mgbe niile, n'ihi na anyị enweghị ịchọ ọzọ ewezuga gị. Anyị nwe anyị anaghị efe arụsị. Ọbịa mere iji wee na-agọzi nsọgbukwu anyị niile. Ọbịa mere IPOB ji wee gbaa ngwọrọgwụ n'ụwa niile. Anyị anaghị atụ egwu mmadụ dị ndụ. Anyị wee na-eto gị eze ebube dị ngọzi, sị gị biko gbatara anyị ọsọ enyemaka. Ọ bụ naanị gị bụ onye anyị na-efe nwa akwa isi ala nye ka i wee napụta ndị gị n'ọbụ nke ekwensu. Anyị wee na-enye gị ofe na nsọpụrụ na ija mma, na-asị lekwa ka ndị iro anyị niile ka kasisi wee gbaa ha ọnụ, ha wee daa hapụrụ igomi ọzọ. Obodo ekwensu bụ zu ala ọkwa n'ihi eze ebube dị ngọzi. Anya ọnwa anyị bụ ụmụ gị wee na-akpọkọ ha nsọ gị, na-asị na ebeghị iche ọzọ egwezuga gị. Anyị wee na-aja gị mma wee na-eto gị, na-asị onye kere ihe niile kere eke mana nwere onye kere na n'otuto niile na nsọpụrụ niile na ịja mma niile site n'ebighị ebi mara onye bụ nke a na-ajọ gị. Ise ise ise. Having handed over our proceedings to heaven, we must therefore proceed unfailingly and very speedily to preach this very gospel that we have been mandated to preach.
Welcome, my amazing viewers. Thank you so much for joining me on my program once again. I appreciate you wherever you're connecting from. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so you'll be notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the first to receive it. Thank you so much. And remember, in this channel, we speak about the plight of the people of the contraption called Nigeria, the indigenous tribe mainly. We speak about their problem, what they are facing, concentrating on Biafran, Oduduwa, and Middle Belters. We are all fighting for our freedom. The southern part of Nigeria, more especially, need to be free from this Janjaweed government. Not just the Janjaweed government, from the contraption called Nigeria. It is high time people go their separate ways. From every indication, from all indices, the southern part of Nigeria and the northern part of Nigeria can never be one on the planet Earth. Nothing can make it to be one. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter how you look at it. It doesn't matter how you try to present it. This is the obvious fact and obvious truth that the northern part of Nigeria and the southern part of Nigeria are not the same. The people in the northern part of Nigeria will prefer a caliphate and run an Islamic nation, unlike the people in the southern part of Nigeria. The southern part of Nigeria want to practice a secular system, embracing every religion and every tribe, staying in the same place and staying peacefully. These are two different opinions. These are two different diversity that can never meet, they can never match. And if you force them to be together, there will be death, there will be destruction, there will be disobedience, there will be all manner of evil. That is what is playing out today. For a very long time, they have tried to cover the truth. Thank God for IPOB MAZI NNAMDI KANU when he has come to wake everybody up to tell us what is actually happening in the country of Nigeria. Before now, a lot of lies have been peddled against the Biafrans from all corners. Biafrans have been profiled in that very country called Nigeria. No Biafran succeed in any business in that country called Nigeria. No Biafra can participate in certain offices. No Biafra can be employed in certain places. Biafrans are not allowed to flourish. They are not allowed to grow in their own speed. In extension to every southern part of Nigeria, every southerner, they are being hindered in one way or the other from progressing and from succeeding. But when they projected this very plan the first time, they projected it as a war against the Biafrans, more especially the Igbo Biafrans. not knowing that their target was the southern part of Nigeria, because they know that if they are able to capture the Igbo Biafrans, then it will be easier for them to overcome every other person in the southern part of Nigeria. Because Igbo Biafrans are 100% opposite the northern agenda, opposite the Fulani Janjaweed, 100% opposite. If you talk about the southwestern part of Nigeria, they can equally be able to talk to some people in the southwestern part of Nigeria because of religion. Some will decide to deviate from the actual thing and do the wrong thing, which is no longer the issue today. Today, everybody in the southwestern part of Nigeria knows the truth and they know what to fight for, which is Oduduwa, their own safety, their security, and the security of their own children. The game have changed, all thanks to Fulani MAZI NNAMDI KANU. But when this very agenda started, from Othman Danfodio to Ahmadu Bello, when they talked about their northernization, when you hear northernization, it was a war against the southern part of Nigeria. They have been waging this war for a very long time, but the southern part of Nigeria, due to divide and rule, we are not able to see this on time. They were not able to see it, not until the appearance of Fulani MAZI NNAMDI KANU, who has made it open and first lectured every house, every household, lectured every child, and now everybody knows the game of the Janjaweed, that they are the people who are trying to dominate the very contraption called Nigeria. They dominate everybody, take land by force, kill as many as they can kill. This is the plan of the Janjaweed. But they took their war, starting from the Biafrans. They profile the Biafrans and make sure that Biafrans do not succeed in their legitimate jobs. If you talk of killing, Biafrans have been killed for a very long time. Each time you hear about killing, you hear about riot in the north, it has been happening for many, many years. Biafrans have been killed. Nobody is fighting for them. Nobody is making for case for them. Nobody is paying for them. Nobody is even going to court to speak about their issue. This is what Biafrans have suffered. They beat them and tell them to shut up, not to talk. A lot of Biafrans lost their life. 5 million in the war. After 5 million in the war, much more people died. And are still dying as I'm speaking to you. All in the name of one Nigeria. Each time you hear one Nigeria, it was all established in the blood of the Biafrans, the Southerners in extension. Each time you hear about one Nigeria, it's established in the blood of the Biafrans and Southerners in extension. But they see that each time they see that the Biafrans are the easy targets. They can target Biafran easily, and they push out that their propaganda and say Biafrans are this and Biafrans are that, and people tend to believe them. People tend to believe that Biafrans are domineering. You are calling them domineering. They have never been any place in history where they say they take up land by force or they kill anybody to rule anybody. They have never overtaken anybody. Wherever they go, they obey the laws, do their business, prosper, help to build that very city they are in. If they need a land, they will buy it legitimately. Get documents from the government. That is what Biafrans do. Sometimes the land are being sold to them at a very expensive rate. Sometimes the place they are being given land are swamp, place that human being cannot live. But Biafrans develop it and make it a city. Before you know it, the government will begin to drag it to them. The Biafrans have developed Nigeria and made Nigeria what it is today. All in the name of trying to see if this Nigeria can be reasonable to accommodate them, but they have refused to accommodate Biafrans, regardless of their effort. There has been a try from the beginning to make sure that this very contraption work. Even the Biafrans who were the main one Nigerians who were trying to make Nigeria one. But the Fulani Janjaweed will have a different agenda, which is their religion, their own kind of Islam, planting it in the whole of Nigeria and taking over the land. That has been their agenda from day one. That is why when they were speaking, when Ahmadu Bello was speaking about northernization, people didn't understand. Some thought it was just a mere hearsay. Some thought it was just against the Igbos. But today, it is all clear that the war is against all southern part of Nigeria. That is why you have to fight much more than ever. If you're a Biafran, you don't know what you're facing, that means you are dead already. If you're from the southern part of Nigeria and you think that the war is against the Igbos, it is not against the Igbos. If you are the southern from Nigeria, you think that the war is against Biafrans, it is not against the Biafrans. If you are a Biafran and you think the war is against Ijos, you are wasting your time. If you are Ijo, you think the war is against the Igbos, you are wasting your time. If you are Efik, you think that the war is against Ijo and Igbo, you are wasting your time. The war is against every living soul in the southern part of Nigeria. Both our Oduduwa brothers and the Biafran brothers. These people want to make sure that they eliminate us and take over the land. We are not one people. The people in the southern part of Nigeria value life, regardless their religion and their location. They value life. They hold life sacred. More especially Biafrans. The IPOB Biafrans, I know very well, hold life so sacred. That is why they call a human being the beauty of life. Mando. Mando. That is what is the name of a human being. To show you how sacred they value human being. Not like our counterpart in the core north, the Fulani Janjaweed, who doesn't value human. They value animal more than human being. That is why since they came to power, they have been talking about cow from the first day up to date, still talking about cow. They have never spoken up for human being. They speak up for cow, even up to the state of trying to conduct census for cows. Today, the problem in Nigeria is how to relocate cow, how to make cows comfortable in a country where human beings are not living like human. They are not comfortable. Nobody is comfortable. They are not talking about it. They are concentrating on how to make cows comfortable. How can a sensible human being be calling himself part of this very society? How can somebody who is sensible be proud to call him or herself a Nigerian? That is why our school in MAZI NNAMDI KANU say, when you see somebody who identify him or herself as a Nigerian, spit on that person, because the person is not worthy to live. They are not worthy to live. A country that kills its own has no plan to protect its own, only plans to kill them and destroy them. And yet you see people coming on the national television to defend this evil. If you're a Biafran, you don't know the reason why you should fight. You have to wake up and know why you should fight. If you're an Oduduwa, you don't know the reason why you should have to ask for your own safety. You have to wake up before it is too late. If you're a Middle Belt, if you're an indigenous tribe in that very country called Nigeria, you don't know the reason why you should speak up. Use your platform to speak up about the platform of the country. Wait, it will be your turn. It is going to be your turn. It is not about religion. It is not about tribe. These people are concerned about themselves alone. The Fulani Janjaweed are concerned. They are not even sparing the houses. So you have to stand up and fight for yourself. The fight is not just against the Biafran, to do one and do better. Every indigenous tribe, they want to wipe us away. For the Biafrans, we are standing tall already. Sorry for those who feel that they are still trying to protect their loot, protect their evil. Some of them are out of envy and jealousy. You will see somebody from the southeastern part of Nigeria, an Igbo person, talk against IPOB MAZI NNAMDI KANU, talk against Biafra. It's a shame. It's a shame. I'm going to play for you a video of a woman from Cameroon married to a Biafran who is fighting for Biafra. She has been fighting for Biafra, fighting more than somebody who is Biafra by birth. Watch this video. If you watch this video and you're not moved, that means there's something wrong with you and you need a special deliverance. If you can't get it, see you in heaven. Let's watch what this woman had to say.
I love that movement. You go actually, but on you.
All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra.
I am Christabel Chukwu. By birth, I'm only Cameroon, but by marriage, I'm a Biafran. All hail Biafra. I joined this struggle 2014. Ebi Maba. Zone Adendo Zone. Yeah. I used to Nande Gara National High School. I used to work fence. All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra.
So, to Nigeria so Yemi Leshirike na Nigeria. So one of my husband that decided we say come and travel because Nigeria why is so much or the fair. So remember that Obuda every man about almost 17 years. So my ego will shake. All hail Biafra. I'm very happy to be with you people because I feel like at home. I'm so proud to be a Biafran, really. When this Biafran struggle started in Aba, I used to go to my shop. I preached the gospel of Biafra. Some of my neighbors would say, you want to Cameroon, no, Biafra, I told them that I'm more Biafra than you guys. You people will be here, Biafra will come. Because I travel a lot. I see what Biafrans are going through. Really. The very first day I listened to the voice of Nnamdi Kanu, I became more Biafran even than my husband. I even preached the gospel to my husband. When I told my husband, you have to join IPOB, my husband said, you and this your Biafran. Yeah, my husband, he's a Biafran. I preached the gospel to him. When I want to go to the meeting, I say, why? Everybody naga, the police did get bang, I come on out. Bemgara National High School, that particular day, some war fence. A family led docker, they killed our member, but we keep on going. Ano mebang hajde Ikechuku, our zonal coordinator. I was there. But because of our director, I'm saying my husband, these children I have, these are the future of Biafra. If I die today, my children enjoy tomorrow, I'll be very happy. Really, I preach the gospel of Biafra, even here. When people ask me, where are you from? I say, I'm from Biafra. Yeah, I don't even tell them that maybe I was born in Cameroon. No, because if I die today, they will bury me in Biafra land. So I'm very happy. I'm very happy today because since we are at this country, I asked about Biafran people. So I met him on Facebook because he always shares Biafran in UAE. So I asked, please, I'm one of you. How can I join? So he was like trying to direct me. Then I met this other brother, and the day I met him, I asked, where are you from? He said that Nigeria. I said, which part of Nigeria? Because that is the first question I asked. Because that name Nigeria, I hate that name. I don't like that name. Let me finish. Please, when I asked him which part of Nigeria, he said that he's a Biafran. I said, that's good. Then we start communicating. Because when you say Nigeria, I don't have anything to do with any Nigerian. When you say Biafra, I start communicating. So my work here don't give me the chance to come. Even they texted me, I know about it, but my job, I know. So I said today I must meet my family. So I'm very happy to be with you guys. I'm a born Biafran. I've gone through the process. I've taken the oath. You know, we take the oath the first time. Director come again that all members should repeat it. We took it. So I'm very happy. I've gone a lot through the struggle. Went to protest in Biafra land. You know, it's not easy to go and protest in Biafra land if you are not a committed member. Yeah, it's not easy. I trekked from Cemetery Market to Port Harcourt. I was there. I trekked. Yeah, we trekked. Even when army was spraying bullets, I was there. When I come back, my husband said that, okay, you and your Biafra. And from then, my husband became a hardcore IPOB member. So I'm very happy. Even my children don't want to hear anything about Nigeria. Everybody now is Biafra. Biafra is everywhere. Yeah, so I'm very happy to once again be with my family. Even today, I called one of our zonal mommy. We used to call her Mommy Biafra. If you watch the video that happened at women meeting at Abiriba, she was the one putting on the Biafran cap. She was the one calling the women to come back. That woman is so strong and powerful. Really. So this struggle, Biafra is already here. Biafra has come already. What is going on now in Nigeria is just, you know, Biafra is already here. We should stop doubting. And there's one thing our brother said, that we should go and preach the gospel about Biafra. Preaching the gospel about Biafra is correct. But I don't force anybody to come. A time will come when they will be looking for us, not us looking for them. Don't force anybody, because if any Biafran, Igbo, or any Biafran who lives in this country say that he or she have not heard about Biafra, that person is lying.
God bless you.
They know everything, and some of them, they just want to relax. When Biafra come, then they will come and join.
Yeah, that's all. They don't want to spend money.
Yeah, that is what they are doing.
Spend anything.
Our director used to say that The world know about Biafra. They don't want to talk about us. But the time will come, they will talk about us. This is the time. So don't force anybody. They will look for us, not us looking for them. All hail Biafra. We should be strong and formidable. You know, I always listen to director. The last video I saw director, they were Al was interviewing him. I was very happy. I've never seen a man like that in my entire life. I've never seen a man. When I travel to my country, Cameroon, when I go to the border, a Yoruba man will ask me, okay, bring your passport. I will say to the Yoruba man, I don't have passport. With my Biafran cap on my head, I will say, I don't have a passport. We Biafran, we know ourselves. A Biafran custom was just looking at me. She said, come, woman, come. Where are you from? I said, I'm from Biafra land. I preach the gospel at Ekom Men Park. They say, woman, go with that, you're Biafra. But today, Biafra is everywhere. I used to tell, when I visit Cameroon, I tell them that you people should be ready. Very soon you are coming back to your country. Because Biafra, they are suffering. Even where I'm living, I tell my neighbors that if Biafra come today, I will just pack my load and go back. Today, if Biafra come today, I will pack my load. You will see me at the airport. Because even this country we are living in, they are no more richer than Biafra. We are just suffering here. Biafra have a lot to offer. We are blessed. God gave us everything to control, everything. So we should not worry ourselves. Those that want to come and join us, they will come and join us. The gospel is in the television. Al Jazeera speak about it. BBC speak about it. Facebook, Google, everything, everywhere. They are talking now about Biafra. Biafra is everywhere. All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra.
Thank you very much.
After listening to this lady, I must tell you, I see more reason why to fight more for Biafra. I see more reason why to be proud as a Biafran. I see more reason why I should fight for my nation. In the same vein, let the Ududuwas fight for their nation. Be proud to fight for Ududua. The Middle Belt, and be proud to fight for your tribe. Fight for your own tribe. Fight for your own tribe to save yourself. If not, what we are seeing is not a joke. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has won and said they are coming. They are coming. But today, they are here already. The only thing that remains now is how are you going to protect yourself? What is your plan to protect yourself? That is the question. Our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have done everything he has to do for the southeastern region, the Biafra people, by establishing ESN. The only thing you have to do is support ESN with every power in you. Support ESN. Support them financially, support them with their prayer, support them with your advice. Whatever you can do to see that ESN succeed, do it. If you have been doing something, double your effort. Double your effort. That is the only solution to the problem we are in now. It is no longer they are coming. They are there already, waiting to unleash their mayhem. The only solution now is self-defense. And thank God we have Eastern Security Network. Support Eastern Security Network the best way you can. Look for the platform. Support them the best way you can. They are working effectively day and night. Don't say because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, they are no longer effective. They are much more effective now than ever. They are working round the clock. Round the clock. And very soon you're going to see it before your own very eye. Support ESN. It is not a lost battle. We are winning and we are moving ahead. We are moving ahead. Whatever is happening in Nigeria now has been coming for a very long time, but people fail to see it. Thank God today, our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have changed the narrative. Change the narrative, and today everybody have known the truth and they are now following. The whole southern part of Nigeria are now speaking in one voice. Referendum or nothing. And we have to continue on that path until we have our freedom. And for those who didn't know that this thing have been coming from a very far place, and people who are pushing certain lies that don't know that the answers have been given, I would like to play a video of an interview that was granted to Dean Odumegwu Ojukwu, our eternal leader. The interview he granted and spoke about the situation of Nigeria and the lies against the southern part of Nigeria and the Igbos mainly, the Biafrans mainly. I would like you to watch this interview closely and listen. The interview is going to answer so many questions that are being asked out there. If you're not a Biafra, you will get an answer. If you're a Biafran, you will get an answer in this very interview. Let's watch.
Welcome to African Affairs, a DCTV program on Africa in Washington, D.C., United States of America. Today, we are honored with the presence of His Excellency Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu. He is our special guest tonight. Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu was the former military governor of the Eastern Group of Provinces, which we call Eastern Region. Now, these Eastern Group of Provinces, or what you call Eastern Region, have been divided into these states: Anambra, Ebonyi, Akwa Ibom, Rivers, Bayelsa, Imo, Abia, and Cross River states. His Excellency later became the head of state of the Independent Republic of Biafra. Now he has been duly coronated as Eze-Igbo, the paramount leader of Igbo land, that is, of all Igbo districts in Nigeria. He graduated from Epsom College and from Oxford University in England with master's degree in history. Your Excellency, welcome to our program.
Thank you very much, Professor. I'm particularly happy to be with you this evening.
Thank you. The questions we are going to ask, I'm going to ask it. Number one, a lot have been written about the 15th of January 1966 coup. The most erroneous being that it was an Igbo coup, which gave the Hausas or the northern Muslims the pretext to attack the Igbos. Please enlighten the world on events of the January 15, 1966 coup. Who carried out the coup and for what reasons?
Thank you for giving me this opportunity to try and enlighten people on this coup that seems to be at the center of subsequent problems in Nigeria. The coup of January 15th, 1966 was actually led by Major Ifajuna, and he commanded the activities in the south, and Zogo, another major, coordinated the northern side of it from Kaduna. The reason for the coup, if you remember, Nigeria became independent in 1960. We had a government, a quasi-Westminster type government with a parliament and a ceremonial president, reflecting, as it were, the Queen of Great Britain. That was Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, and Tafawa Balewa was the president from the north. Now, the real problem with Nigeria has always been the imbalance of the federation that is and was known as Nigeria. I remember when I was at school, I was taught that the great thing about a federation was that no federating unit should ever be preponderant over the others. As it happened, the Nigerian Federation, when it was created, was given down to Nigerians from London. And that federation contained the imbalance of the North being preponderant, in fact, over the two other sides, the West and the East. And this created, right from the first day, a certain degree of friction. The North could dictate and the South, whichever part of the South, could just complain if it's not in accord with what the North wished. The first few years of independence were not too bad, but there were a lot of unfulfilled ambitions of the Nigerians, because in those days we thought that once you got independence, you were free and everything worked, and you joined the higher league of nations internationally, discussing what went on. In fact, to Nigerians it looked as though, and indeed they tended to show, that independence in itself was the achievement. Now Nigeria was free, us were a member of the world. Instead of looking upon it as the beginning of our journey to nationhood. And I say this, and I want to underscore it. Nigeria was not, has never been a nation. We had the aspiration, hopes that Nigeria one day would become a nation. And that has been elusive up till today. The reason being that, most unfortunately, the powers in Nigeria were concentrated in the hands of the North, which was preponderant, and wrongly so. At independence, we hoped we would be able, in fact, the three leaders of the country had different notions of independence. There was the actual leader of the struggle for independence, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, who rightly thought that independence now created, as it were, a beginning, but that we were already a nation and we were now finding our positions in his own philosophical, political beliefs in Pan-Africanism. So we just had to move into the broad continental alliance. The North, under the Sultan of Sokoto, whose agent was the Prime Minister Tafawa Balewa, felt that the Nigerian nation one had to tread very slowly, because he saw and they saw a great deal of inequities in Nigeria, and perhaps the most important then was the level of education between the North and the South. And therefore that affected, of course, the position of the North, or Northerners, in the bureaucracy of Nigeria. The Sardana and the people of the North got down to trying to build up the North, taking everything they could from the Federation to build up the North to a position in their minds of equality between themselves intellectually and the rest of Nigeria. The West, under Chief Obafemi Awolowo, thought likewise and took the position of consolidating the West so as to ensure that at a given time the West would then emerge superior to either the North or the East. Again, let me go back to the problem of the East. The East entered independence having accepted that the nation was already there. Naturally, the concept of nationhood implied a great deal of sacrifice by the East at all points. First sacrifice, the non-emergence of Dr. Azikiwe as the first executive leader of Nigeria. He vacated the place. He made the sacrifice so that the North could be accommodated. Second, very simple. During the constitutional conferences, independence was offered Nigeria before 1960. But to be able to accommodate the North, that Dr. Azikiwe believed was already part of a nation, we got this rather odd situation where a nationalist refused independence to wait for the North, and so on. Yet, your question, sir, was the question of the reason for the coup. So let me go into it. The teething problems of Nigeria after 1960, the independence, manifested itself in a number of ways. There was a friction over the preponderance of the North. There was certain difficulties about religious beliefs in the country. There was corruption, bad administration, and so on. But the real problem came from the West, which by 1966 was really in turmoil. And the reason was quite a simple one. Where does a leader lead from? In the North, the Sadana led from Kaduna in the North. His agent was in the South, Prime Minister. Awolowo for the West believed his position was better and he would be have greater effect on Nigeria if he ruled from the Federation. So he looked towards Lagos. And his deputy, Akintola, he was quite prepared to leave the West too. What a funny thing happened during the election. A funny thing happened. Dr. Azikiwe, who also opted for the Federation, won the election in the West. And it now looked as though an Igbo man was ruling in the East, ruling in the Midwest, and about to rule in the West. And this was not acceptable to the West. We started our problems there, because overnight the victory of the NCNC in the West was nullified by a number of Yorubas crossing from the government to the opposition side and creating a new government. And this actually is at the foundation of the distrust between the Igbos still now and the Yorubas. Now, law and order broke down in the West after the second election. There was so much rigging. In fact, BBC had this rather wonderful statement. It said that men became pregnant overnight with votes. Because, you know, we wear these huge robes, and you can stuff as many ballot papers inside them. And as a result of that, and because by then Awolowo was in jail for treasonable felony, it was felt that the North used its powers to ensure that Akintola, who became their stooge, won the election. it became very dangerous to travel around the streets of Lagos or the West, anywhere. That's when they started throwing acid at people in the streets, in your car, the phenomenon known as wet year. That is wet in wet year. Throwing acid on people. And it was to halt this, actually, that the military was pulled out of barracks to help stabilize the situation. And this went on. We were not moving anywhere. The countries were becoming independent. We were seeing Julius Nyerere creating personality in Africa, Nkrumah there, and so on. Nigeria is big, and with all the promise of independence, was clearly doing nothing. It was then that a group of young officers. Now let's get it straight. The young officers had within Igbos, Yorubas, and Hausas. The way the Nigerian army was structured, you could not escape a preponderance of Igbo officers. And these were at the middle level, because they were essentially majors. By then I was a lieutenant colonel, so I wasn't part of it. I was then commanding a battalion in Kano. The coup ostensibly, because I've later found out that the whole aim of the coup was to halt this apparent drift in Nigeria. But significantly, you know what they wanted to do? To create a presidential commission of army officers as a safeguard, the people who would guard the nation, and hand over government to Chief Obafemi Awolowo. The idea was to release him from prison, make him prime minister, and in the hope that Nigeria would become a better place. That is actually how.
So it was really the Yorubas and their leader that were going to benefit.
Oh, absolutely.
From the coup, not the insinuation that it was an Igbo coup.
No, certainly not.
Okay.
Certainly.
Your Excellency, we have
And not only that, and I think because a lot of things have been said about this.
Yes.
Who actually halted the coup? Aguiyi Ironsi in Lagos, an Igbo. Emeka Odumegwu in Kano, an Igbo. The Igbos halted the coup. How can it be at the same time an Igbo coup halted by Igbos? There's something odd about that.
Thank you, Your Excellency. The next question is, on May 29th, July 29th, September 29th, 1966, genocide was committed against the Igbos. Will you let the world, through this medium, know the extent of this genocide? We know you established the Onyuke Commission that looked into these genocidal acts. What were his findings, some of them that you can let the world know?
Well, that's no doubt. I mean, the findings, the report.
Okay, the report.
The report is available, can be bought by anyone. It's been circulated all over Nigeria. It's not hidden. The first massacre of Igbos in the north, we could, in that report, it was stated that the first group was 50,000. Then, later in the same year, the universal massacre that took place across the whole of Nigeria, including the north and parts of the west, we're talking in terms of 700,000 killed. So if its figures we're looking into, certainly they were very heavy. But when we're talking of genocide, it's intent that really matters. What was the aim of that? And it was very simple, and the language might make people shudder or remember. It was to impose the final solution to the Igbo problem in Nigeria. That is, when there are no more Igbos in Nigeria, then there will be no problem. I think if one thinks back sometime, you will know who used that term, referring to who.
Was the element of religion involved?
There are three areas that came together. There was certainly the ethnic one. There was at the same time the political one side. And when I say political, that is the search for power in the federation. And certainly the third was religious. The North used Islam. Almost the same sort of thing that we're witnessing in Europe today. Might you take this opportunity to state very clearly the solidarity of Igbo, that is the Igbo people, with the United States government in the events of September 11th. Naturally, we feel with America, and I am personally proud of our solidarity. All we say is this is an extension of that for which we have suffered, as suffering, and will continue to suffer if the world does not come to our aid. We pray that somehow the United States gets out of this. We are sure anyway that she will vanquish the enemy. But I would like her also to remember that in her pain we showed solidarity.
Yeah, that's AZ was speaking on behalf of all Igbos everywhere. The sympathy is with the United States because of the events of September 11, 2001. The final question, we have about 2 minutes, Your Excellency. When the Igbos, through the Consultative Assembly, mandated you to declare the Igbo land as a sovereign and independent state of Biafra, Nigeria declared war on the young republic. Why would we call this war the war of genocide? The world would like to know again through this medium why the war was called war of genocide against the Igbos.
The word genocide is so large in its meaning that even when you're staring it in the face, very often you hesitate about using the term. But actually the Biafran problem was nothing except being genocidal. There was no distinction. The mere fact that you were an Easterner in those days labeled you fit only for one thing, death, and death at the hands of the Nigerian authorities. The Igbos and their associates were killed in practically every village in northern Nigeria. They were killed in many places in western Nigeria. They were in Lagos, even on Kata Bridge, the very center of Lagos. People were looked at and thought, oh, this looked an Igbo, and killed. The very first army officer killed in Lagos, actually, during that time was from Calabar, was killed on the bridge, and so on. Igbos were being hunted out and killed. The Igbos that remained in Lagos after the war began were herded together and detained without any trial or anything, no question of any legal rights. Till today, property of Igbos are still sequestered in various areas of Nigeria, and they have not been released, not all of them, to the Igbos, the original owners. Oh no, we're quite certain. In fact, the only reason it is not called or not accepted as genocidal is because of the Cold War. At that time, anything ethnic-based was almost like an insult to humanity. And ethnicity became a term of abuse in politics. That's all. If it were today, certainly, what happened in Nigeria is much, much worse than what you have seen of Rwanda, not to talk about Eastern Europe.
Your Excellency, we have come to the end of the program. Thank you for your time. Thank you for the enlightenment. Thank you for your patience.
After watching this very interview, I have learned a lot. I hope you learned something also. Let us continue. There are so many reasons why we have to fight stronger to be free. We will be better on our own, in our own nation. We will be better as Biafrans. You will be better as Oduduwan. You better as Middle better. You can progress and succeed and grow at your own speed without anybody slowing you down. That is what we are asking for. And thank God for Fulani MAZI NNAMDI KANU, who has laid a strong foundation. A strong foundation. The only foundation that can set people free in the contract from core Nigeria, MAZI NNAMDI KANU has put it down. You can only lose your life when you decide to go a separate ways. You decide to do something contrary to the foundation that has been led. But when you follow the foundation that's been led, you will be free and you'll be safe. May Chukwu Abiyama continue to guide us Fulani MAZI NNAMDI KANU. May Chukwu Abiyama continue to strengthen us Fulani MAZI NNAMDI KANU. May Chukwu Abiyama continue to give MAZI NNAMDI KANU good health. Set him free from the captivity where he is. We believe that he's coming out very soon. It doesn't matter what they say. It doesn't matter what they do. Chukwu Abiyama sent him on an assignment and he is on his assignment. When the time is right, very, very soon, our Sunda will come out with the flag of Biafra lifted high. And we will all celebrate and thank God for giving us someone like our Fulani MAZI NNAMDI KANU. May Chukwu Abiyama continue to bless him. Thank you so much for watching wherever you are watching from. And remember this. Bye-bye. See you again on the next video.